Thank you so much, everyone. Wow, I love you all. I've been here in Berlin just last month. I was here to give hard time to the politicians because I was invited to be at the 35th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And I was like the one comparing compulsory hijab in Iran to the Berlin Wall. And I said that in maybe 50,000, 50,000, what I said, to 9 million people in my social media every single day, that compulsory hijab is like the Berlin Wall. If we tear this wall down, then the rest will get easier. So I came here to tell the politicians here in Germany that be as brave as Iranian women. Because the female politician, yes, the female politician from Germany used to go to Iran, bow to the mullahs, wearing hijab, and saying that we want to respect your culture. So I decided to come back here because of Axel Springer, because of the human rights organization who dared to mix human rights with democracy, to use the right language, as my brother Leopoldo Lopez said, to say that when we write for human rights, we write against dictators. Or as your panel is titled, we are facing dictators, and we have to support the democracy and freedom fighters in the face of dictators. And that's why I decided to come back, because I think that this is my home. When I'm being surrounded by human rights dissidents who use the right narrative to challenge dictators, who dare to name dictators and terrorists the way they are, I have to come back. After 15 hours, here I am to give my talk to you, and I'm very pleased to be among you. And thank you so much for being here, because I want to say that everyone mentioned about me being the target of assassination plot. So that scares a lot of people who cancel me, because they really think that they might be the target of assassination plot. I want to make sure that you're all safe, because I love you so much that I will share the bullets with you. But the police are here, and I'm under protection of the German police, which always, always give me hope that in my country, Iran, Afghanistan, everywhere in authoritarian regimes, when we are surrounded by police, we get panic attack, that we might be interrogated, we might be bullied, harassed, we might get bullets. But here, the police are around me, makes me to feel that I can be louder and fight and give voice to brave women of Iran. Thank you for being here, everyone. I am a woman from the Middle East. I carry the scar and the wounds of war on my body. I carry the scar and wounds of discrimination. But I want to tell you here, which is the right place, that I myself, alongside millions of women from the Middle East, we never want to be victims. And we never welcome media, human rights organization, international community to victimize us, the women of the Middle East. We learned from our pain to be a warrior instead of victim. We learned from our struggle that freedom is not free. Freedom is not a gift. Freedom is a struggle, and we have to fight every single day, every corner of the world, especially in the Middle East. I am a woman from Iran, where the new law of compulsory veiling says that if a woman defy compulsory hijab laws, deserve to be executed, to be hanged. And I want you to hands up here if you are a woman and you love your hair. Yes? So imagine every day when you go out, you use the mirror to make yourself beautiful, no? The first thing that you want to get out of your house is your appearance, because your appearance is your identity. In my country, when women are fighting against compulsory veiling, they're fighting against those who want to impose the Islamic identity on them. So for me and millions of women in Iran, when we see that the Western female politicians, some of the Western human rights organizations, and mostly from left and liberal, which break my heart, downplaying our cause and saying that compulsory hijab is part of the culture of Iran and we don't want to challenge that, we are here, not as victims, as warriors from Afghanistan, to tell you that the Islamic Republic is a gender apartheid regime. And here we are. The new law says that women deserve to get lashes, long prison sentence, and death penalty for showing their hair. But today that I'm standing before you, the journalist from CNN interviewed the new leader of the rebel, actually, in Syria, who's not still in power, fighting to be in power, wearing hijab in front of him to do the interview. That is the beginning. So I am carrying the message of the people of Syria. When Bashar Assad was gone, when the doors of prison was open, I was shaking, I was crying, and I was lost. I didn't know whether I have to dance because of seeing the face of people being tortured for the crime of joining the uprising, or crying because they all, and many of them lost their mind and mentally unstable because of torture. I was not sure whether I have to dance and celebrate because of the fall of dictator, or I have to be worried because the Islamists are going to take charge. We have seen this movie in Iran 40 years ago, when the Islamists took power. First, they used their ideology on our body. They used my body, the bodies of millions of people, like a platform for their ideology. So let's make it very clear. I asked the Syrian dissidents, one of them is Ammar Abdul Hamid from World Liberty Congress, and I asked him that, how can I deliver your message to the democratic countries? He said that the situation is not rosy. We have something to celebrate, but we have something to be worried. And here we are, women in Syria not bowing to Islamists, but again it started from outside the world. The Western journalists bowing to the Islamists by wearing hijab. And believe me, by doing this, you're actually empowering them to oppress women, to oppress minority. And I want to repeat that again. We have seen this movie before, when women of Iran took to the street, and here before, I just started my fight maybe 15 years ago. Here I see Iranian dissidents. 40 years ago, they have been warning the German government. They have been warning the democracies that do not bow to Islamists, because this is how you empower them. This is one message that I wanted to deliver from the people of the Middle East. My brother, Leopoldo Lopez, he's very modest. He mentioned about the unity among dictators. I think he left it to me to mention about what we have done as soon as we got to know each other. Yes, as my brother Leopoldo Lopez, the leader of the opposition from Venezuela, said, Putin is not alone. Maduro is not alone. Dictators from China to Iran, Russia, some countries in Asia, Hong Kong, China, Africa, they're not alone. They're helping each other, supporting each other, backing each other at the United Nations. And United Nations became a place to unite the dictators. So when Leopoldo Lopez came to me and Gary Kasparov, we were talking how the true dissidents and those who care about freedom and democracy can create our own alternative United Nations. So they have General Assembly for dictators. We united the dissidents from 56 authoritarian regimes. And we had our first General Assembly for dissidents in Lithuania. So the big news is here. When we came here in Berlin, we actually asked the city of Berlin, Axel Springer, and the Visit Berlin, other human rights organizations, to support us to host our General Assembly for dissidents, because Berlin is the city of freedom. And let's be a city to remind all democracies, all authoritarian regimes, and every single person that freedom is a struggle, that we should be as united as dictators. So we will be back to Berlin November next year to have our alternative United Nations for World Liberty Congress. We will bring more than 500 or 600, more than 600 dissidents from more than 60 authoritarian regimes to tell you and schoolgirls, university students, that the time has come for us to be united and to be the voice of those who fight for democracy and freedom everywhere in authoritarian regimes, but they face guns and bullets. So I want to invite you to support us as well and join our General Assembly, which is going to take place in Berlin. So our call for action, as Leopoldo Lopez said, it's very clear. We want you to actually start from yourself. Do not give democratic titles to dictators. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the leader of Iran, you're kidding me? He's a terrorist. My friends from Ukraine telling me if it was not Ali Khamenei and Revolutionary Guard sending drones to Putin, President Zelensky and the people of Ukraine could have won this war much earlier. My friends from Syria, from Iraq, from Yemen, all over the region in the Middle East telling me that if it was not the Islamic Republic supporting Hamas, Houthi, Hezbollah, and the terrorist proxies in the region, the prisoners would have been free from Syrian notorious prison much earlier, 12 years ago. So Ali Khamenei is terrorist, and help us to convince the German leaders, German Chancellor, German policymakers, to designate Revolutionary Guards as a terrorist organization. And last, which I want to leave it to Shukriya, my sister, to talk about gender apartheid. I'm not going to go far, but I want to say that, yes, I have been the target of assassination plot. As you see, I'm only 48 kilos now. I don't carry any weapons. But those who have nuclear bomb, they have oil, money, prison, power, everything, they're scared of me and my hair and my body. So I don't have any weapon, but my weapon and the weapon of millions of people in Iran is their camera, social media. My weapon is my voice. And my weapon now is my hope by watching the fall of dictators. But believe me, my sisters in Afghanistan, they cannot win this battle on their own. We cannot win this battle on our own. My hope and the hope of millions of people in authoritarian regimes are you, ordinary people, human rights organizations, freedom fighters, freedom defenders, human rights defenders. So join us and support us to fight back Taliban, Islamic Republic, and authoritarian regimes. One of the sisters who lost her eyes always telling me that I have only one eye. They took everything away from us, our homeland, our family members, everything, our eyes, our bodies, but not hope. Even with one eye, she said that she will be able to see a free Iran without the Islamic Republic. So do not think that I'm inviting you to help us. No. I want you to help yourself because we believe that authoritarianism, Islamic Republic, Islamism, dictators are more deadlier than coronavirus. When I came in America, they told me that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But believe me, what happens in the Middle East, what happens in authoritarian regime is not going to stay there. They're going to infect the rest of the world. So only together we can win this battle. And together we are stronger. Thank you so much.